drink more water, drink more water. So I'm sitting
Right.
up there thinking I can do something. So I mean, like I don't eat Kit Kats like that. I haven't had a Crunch bar in years. Man, I was down in like two of them chumpies, and so we kind of started to slow down a little bit.
Okay.
I would say in the beginning of the week. So I don't know what that's about. I don't like it because I mean, I got down to I'm at 144 pounds now, and when I started all this, I think I was at like 180, and I lost that. I had came down to 180. I thought it was because of grad school, and I was at 232 pounds at that time.
Oh wow.
So to be at 144, I think this is like middle school weight.
You look good.
But yes,
So
you look great.
I'm not trying to gain, but the positive thing is that I have freedom to just do. I have the smells. I don't think I noticed any other like different smells. Um, but I do feel more optimistic, and I don't know if it has to do with the person that donated. Actually, it was a donor who had passed. So I'm not sure if it's their personality. I did some
Hmm.
research that people do believe that they get the personality of the person that they
Wow.
get their organs from, but it doesn't change my DNA, which is like, how is that not? Because your personality is in your DNA, but
Right.
whatever. And that was like supposedly peer reviewed, scholarly, research. But I do feel like I'm like, is this person like a sweet eater? Because like, what the heck? Like, why am I
Right.
eating
Are you
three
eating sweets?
bags of cotton candy?
Maybe.
And I love cotton candy, but that not like that. And it was my daughter, my oldest daughter, that turned me on to that darn cotton candy. We were driving one day, and I said, "Give me a piece of that." And I was like, "Ooh!" And I ended up eating her whole bag. And she's like, "That's okay, because I got two more bags back there." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So that I think she started it. So I would say, in relation to the medical piece, I'm not sure. I'm still experiencing, Maurice. To be honest with you,
Yes.
it's something's different every day. Every day, even like my optimism. Like today, it's a good day. Yesterday, I was just like, "Ugh, what's going on?" I was tired,
Mhm.
but I forgot that Greg and I bought a lemongrass candle, and lemongrass is like lavender to me, and it is literally floating still around in our bedroom. So I'm just like, I can't get up. I'm tired. So that I think that's kind of what happened too. Is that lemongrass got me. Um, yeah, I really can't think of anything right now. Maurice, you put me on the
Okay.
spot. But thank
Okay.
you for asking.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just something that I thought about and people spoke
Yeah,
to that
yeah,
have gotten transplants, before. And I just wanted to see because everybody's experience is going to be different. Right.
Right.
most definitely. Yeah,
Yeah. So, I wanted to speak to that so that other people that are watching this one day, when they get their transplant, they can think of those
right.
things.
Right. So, given that, what advice would you give to someone just about the process and what you went through, and if there was anything that you would do different?
I don't know if there's anything I would do different because everything has purpose, right?
Mm,
So,
hear that?
I would say if you needed to make a choice between hemo and PD, go
Hmm.
the PD route if you
Right.
can. Um, it doesn't leave you feeling. The only thing sometimes it might leave you feeling is like you have too much fluid in you, and they'll probably just tell you to like flush yourself out and whatever, but your nurse will know what to do. Your PD nurse will definitely know what to do. But otherwise, I would definitely suggest PD. It's easier if you're traveling. It's free to bring your all your stuff on. You just have to notify people ahead of time.
Right.
That is the biggest thing. Notify folks if you are going to be flying on whatever airline. Let them know. Call them, and then so they can document. I had to do like this thing with Air Portugal, where me and this lady were like literally measuring how much air is in an empty like whatever I had. It was something that didn't even have any like weight to it. And she was like, "What would you imagine it would be?" I'm like, "I don't." Okay, it said 1 milliliter, my milliliter. I don't know.
Right.
And
Right.
but we sat on the phone for an hour. And she was very documented, well documented, because when I got to the airport, they acted like they didn't know what I was talking about. And we
Wow.
literally had to call her in Portugal
Wow.
to
Hmm.
find that document. And she
Wow.
was able to send it over so they could believe me. It was a travesty, but I think that we need more advocacy.
Yeah.
I'm stepping out of me, but we need more advocacy for kidney patients. They don't get a lot of recognition, acknowledgement, support, resources. Not enough. I've been at the hemo clinic and have old folks who came in before me and was finishing up as I came in. And then when I leave, they're still sitting there because of lack of transportation. The transportation wasn't going to
Yes.
come get them. And
It,
that drives me bananas. There is no reason for that. And I'm a complainer. So of course I'm texting my PD nurse who doesn't work with me anymore because I'm now over on the hemo side. And I'm like, yo, this dude's sitting out here. He's been sitting out here for 2 hours. Is there
yeah.
any way that we could help him find a ride? Because I mean, if he wasn't in one of those electric wheelchairs, we would have given him a ride. But my husband can't lift that
No.
chair to put it in our car. So least I could do was just give somebody a heads up that this man is still sitting out here. No
Well, I'm
reason.
glad you spoke to that
Yeah.
because I see that here.
Mm-hmm.
So what that tells me is that what I'm seeing here is happening everywhere,
Yeah.
right? And
Right.
so, some of those patients are diabetic.
Right.
They may not have eaten
Right.
this morning when they came into dialysis, and maybe they had a 3.5 hour treatment.
Mm-hmm.
When they get off that treatment, if they sit for 2 hours, they could have an episode,
Yeah.
right?
And then everybody is all stuck in the clinic and act like they don't want to answer the door when you knock on it.
Right,
Yeah,
because that
that's
person's in
another.
the lobby, or maybe they wanted to sit out front where the sun was shining because they didn't want to sit in the building and wait, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that is a big issue. And transportation companies, I don't want to burn all of them because some of them
Right.
may be better than others,
Mm-hmm.
but on the average, they're very poorly managed and very
Yeah.
poorly handled. Patients are driven. Sometimes they get picked up on time and they're driven an hour away from their home
Right.
because they're dropping someone else off.
Right.
And so that takes an hour and a half to get to where they need to get to. And so
Right.
they're riding around, and I feel like you do. I think there should be transportation that's specific to dialysis patients.
Right.
You don't pick up people from MRDD, you don't pick up
Mm-mm.
people from dialysis, and you don't pick up people who go into doctor's appointments
Right.
together in one vehicle and then make all these runs. I mean, we even have cabs that pick up patients. If they're
Oh, wow.
walking, if they can walk and that sort of thing, then a cab will pick them up. That's even worse.
Mm.
Because you can imagine what a cab driver's doing. They're going 8 different other places. Yeah. And so I'm glad you spoke to that because that is a real issue. And maybe we can do something about that
lobbying
here. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It has to happen.
Yeah. I'm down with that. Let me know when you're ready. And
Absolutely.
actually, I can do some stuff too here. I don't have to wait, but if you wanted to do something collaboratively, I'm definitely down for that.
Yes. And that's what we need to be doing. That's what this is about, right? That's what's the deal with dialysis is focused on, and that's our mission to do that. Absolutely.
So what's next? I mean, I know you want to travel. I know you got cruise plans.
Yeah, I'm booked.
So, you're booked. Nice.
Too
Nice.
Yeah.
Now,
but definitely vacationing has always been my thing. Traveling, not vacationing. I've been on a vacation this whole 8 years or 7 years, 8 years. Honestly, you want to hear my plan?
Yes.
Okay. So you two know that I'm a community activist, and I've been very involved in activism out here in Jacksonville, Florida. And I have my master's and my bachelor's in social work, and I've always wanted to go back for my doctorate. I think I want to be ready in another year to go back for my doctorate, and I want to develop. I want my doctorate to be in civic engagement and social justice activism, geared specifically to youth. So it's a curriculum that I'm going to develop to tap into the empathetic piece that is not always utilized in our youth. And do some curriculum to teach them how to hone in and then identify what they can do individually or collectively. how to bring those people together. And it could be in elementary, middle, high school. I mean, we know what Marjorie Stone, oh my God, Parkland. You know what happened with the Parkland kids. They gathered together and shut stuff down. And actually, I was glad to be a part of that. I went to DC for March for Our Lives event. Me and my people, we went down there and shouted and had our little signs. And I think my kids showed up too. I took my youngest daughter with us, and then my 2 older kids met us there. They were living in Pennsylvania at that time, so they met us there.